It gives you a fucking cunt hair of distraction.
Well, it's true, and it's something that it's all day, every day, baby.
Yeah, but it's just enough. It's just enough to slow a person down a little bit.
Hey, Rich, you hit this real quick. Before we rock and roll.
What's GWC stand
Greatest
for?
Wrestling Collection. Got a museum got a museum here in Detroit. Opened one in Monroe.
Really?
Do a lot of work with WWE. And Most Wanted Treasures is a show on A&E we do.
Really?
Guinness Book of World came through a couple years ago and did the tally up 160,000 items, bro. So it's all the way from the 30s till now.
Really?
Yeah.
What was I guess what got you into it? What got you what got you into wrestling?
You want me to clip this on?
Please.
Yep, we can rock and roll.
You need water or anything? You good?
I'm good, brother.
All right.
I can use the water.
Yeah, it was
Since he's offering.
Since it's the offer, right?
Greatest wrestling collection. How old are you?
40.
All right, so I'm 47.
Right,
so
so
you like Junkyard Dog and all
Yeah,
that
we're
shit?
in there. We're in their golden era still, so the old school. Got me into wrestling, brothers. I was part of wrestling. Well, let me just rephrase that. Not part of. I was a fan of and at WrestleMania 3.
At the Silver Dome.
You got it, brother. Rest in peace to the Silver Dome all day.
You know I worked there, man.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I gave hot dogs to reporters at halftime.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I can dig that with a shovel. I like that.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's cool, man.
That was my job. So you got to go to that. I remember really wanting to go there. You must have been a little kid.
I was a young buck. Rest in peace to Gramps. He took me. He took me down there. You know, part of 93,000. We were just an ant in the crowd, obviously, but I was captivated. I was captivated. From there on out, it was kind of wild, man. Because I've been collecting.
What was the first thing? I guess everyone asks you.
Always.
What was your first thing?
Well, it's.
Don't care. No, play.
What's your first encounter? No. You know, it's wild. Oh shit, for me. All right,
Yeah, go ahead, please.
It's wild because. No, it's wild because as a kid I kept wrestling items, such as figures and all that shit. I kept them in packages, which was kind of funky as a kid. You want to play?
Wait, how old were you?
4,
That's
5.
great. That's so it's
6.
in you.
It's in me. It was something wired weird. I don't know what it was. I still played with all my toys and stuff. Don't get it wrong, but I always wanted 2.
Wait, hold on. You would get 2, so you'd have one one to play with and one on.
And I still have a lot of those to this day at the GWC Museum.
That's fucking cool.
It's kind of wild, man. I didn't realize
When's
that.
your birthday?
January 22nd, 84.
I was like, seems like a Capricorn thing to do.
Okay, yeah, no,
But
I'm right on the. I'm right. I'm 2 days in, 2 days off, I should say.
I know, like I'm such a fucking dork with that shit. Sure. Like, Capricorns are like uptight and fucking like calculated in a way.
Sure.
You're not uptight, but you are. That's calculation, man.
It's a calculation situation station, brother. It gets a little wild. It's something I've been passionate about my whole life. Nostalgia, preserving the history. I love it.
Yeah.
And that's what.
When you're collecting stuff.
Yes.
Are you looking? What are some of the things that you're looking at as far as? Are you looking at the quality of the make? Are you looking at the what it stands for? Tell me what you're looking for that makes you value something.
For me personally, I dig. I'll be honest with you, Rude. I dig just one of one, funky items, relics that you can't find out there. You know what I mean? It's like I said, it's something weird about preserving history. I dig it. I love it.
Yeah.
But what I'm looking for is just I got always nostalgic vibes going. So if it's a one of one item, a relic, I can dig it. I like the thrill of chasing it down, bro.
Do you got any that are? I'm asking you this because I had a watch. It was a Jungensen or something like that. It was a German watch, and it was a 1972 Olympics watch. And that's the one that got blew up. So I was like, I wanted that one.
Sure.
I gave it to my friend Jalen Sense. Because he got an Arab chick pregnant. I said, if you get I didn't mean it sounds vulgar, but I was like, if you do that, and good on you, I'll give you this watch.
Dig it.
They married too.
Hey, God bless them.
I'm all for reproduction.
Hey, I'm with you, man.
So I like the idea of that watch like being attached to like blowing an event. Do you have anything like that that's attached to an event?
No, I brought a few relics with me. I brought a few relics out to the museum. Like I said, it's 160,000 items, dog.
You've had to have something where someone fell.
I've had all kinds of wildness. It's so I don't know if you're familiar with like Godfather. This is one of his ring-worn hats. He was Papa Shango, He's one of my kids' godfathers out there. So we go deep. We go back, but it's history-wise. You can go to WrestleMania 7 when Sergeant Slaughter faced Hulk Hogan.
Get out of here.
This is when he turned his back on the country, bro. This was during the Gulf War, 1992. This is when he turned his back on USA and he was rocking with the enemies. Yeah, so he wore this during that time. That was a wild one. That was a wild one. I got a bunch of different things here. The Ultimate Warrior.
What was your favorite? Ultimate Warrior.
Shaking the ropes out there. This is a goat of mine. This is a spirit animal of mine. This is the last time he wore this. This is Macho with Sensational Sherry. This is one of his robes.
I forgot about Sensational Sherry.
This is one of his iconic robes that he rocked out through history. It's a wild piece.
Do you
wild piece.
I imagine that you have some reverence for these things. You're not gonna. Have you fucked in that thing or anything like that?
Oh yeah, it's went down. Miss GWC, my grand finale I got is the one of Ric Flair's robes. I said we made one of my kids in that butterball biscuit. So I mean, it definitely it gets a little wild. Oh, here we go. You ask about items from
during the Desert Storm.
Yes, exactly. Throw that butterball biscuit on, bro.
Yeah.
There we go. Now Jimmy Hart, the Mouth of the South.
Yeah,
megaphone. Yeah. This is from WrestleMania 3 here at Pontiac Silverdome. He wore this. He wore this with Jake the Snake, Honky Tonk Man, and Alice Cooper.
How come they don't have you be a manager? I feel like you would be a good manager.
And I've done. I get asked that a lot, bro.
You talk a gang of shit, and you got the Cardis on, your snazzy dresser.
It's Detroit born and raised. I mean, I'm West Side all day, and this is Motor City Madness at its finest, and it's.
I like Caucasians from Detroit.
I like Detroit in general. Don't do this to me now.
No, I'm just saying.
No, I feel you. One love.
They got a different way about it.
And they got to be actually from Detroit. We're not talking about nothing against anything. I'm nothing against like Ferndales and Warrens and Hazel Parks and Southfields and suburbs. Nothing against suburbs, but when it's Motor City Madness, when you're from the Motor City. And it bleeds through you. It shows through you. It doesn't matter who you are. It's a spirit of Detroit for a reason.
I'm suburbs.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. You still got a Detroit bleed through you. I wouldn't say that.
Who said there was? Who said there fucking was?
I love it. I love it.
Yo, motherfuckers grind to get to my area.
Hey, you ain't lying though. You ain't lying. We're on it.
Dildo?
Hey, watch. Hey, the barber said a little off the top. Now shit. I know you're down with Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
All right, so. Did you meet all these guys? Or
all these guys are good brothers of mine. Jimmy's a good brother of mine. Rest in peace to Ultimate Warrior, Sergeant Slaughter. Obviously Godfather, Brutus Beefcake, Eddie Leslie. These are good brothers. So what's wild is starting as a collector, obviously as a fan my whole life. Still am.
All right.
And you go through some time. You start growing up. You rocking and rolling. Before I knew it, some of my circle was bleeding into the wrestling circle outside of the ring. With whatever that may be, if you know what I'm talking about, just kind of rocking and rolling. Maybe we're flying planes or just doing a little a hanging, a little partying. But then you build relationships with these guys. The next thing you know, it's decades later, and blessed to call them family and brothers out there. That's cool, bro. It's cool as hell.
Were you their plug?
I rock and roll, I rock and roll out there, man.
Suddenly it's all making sense.
Hey, you know what? I rock and roll. God bless everybody out there.
These are a lot of coked out decisions. Like, bro, you're my best friend. I want you to have this helmet.
Hey, you know what?
Take this helmet from me.
A good friend of mine, Hulk's a good brother of mine, and he wore this here at Joe Louis Arena, which is no longer, obviously. It's where Detroit Red Wings rock and rolled. But he wore this against Ric Flair in 1994, Halloween Havoc. You feel the energy in it, though. Do you feel it? Do you feel it or no? I feel the energy, the vibes come through.
I did. No, really.
I felt. You feel a little.
I'm an energy
Shit, just
fella.
Looking at it, it's just like, damn, he's wild as fuck.
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah, man. I'm an energy person. Like I can.
Sure. I can dig it.
Feel it.
Yeah, man.
We're talking. I'm not even.
I didn't think a wrestling term is called kayfabe. Is when you're kind of kayfabe and was kind of just playing along with it. You rock with it. I can tell you ain't kayfabing it.
Even though I thought that war was bullshit, I didn't want to keep wearing a traitor's hat.
Right. Hey, I can dig that.
I was like,
I can respect that. I can respect that.
I was like, I don't want to wear the hat of a fucking traitor, even though,
Hey.
That was all about oil.
Hey, it was a little bit of, yes, it was. It was all about it.
It was about the bankers.
It is a little bit about it, man. You ain't even lying, brother. Wild facts, it was Tony Carlini. You get into the wildness of this. This leather for the barber shear bag was made from the leather that they do.
All right, look,
No,
we
you
gotta
gotta
stop.
talk about it.
I want to talk. This is stuff.
This is stuff.
I want to talk about you
I'll
because it
talk-
takes
all right,
takes a
yes.
certain breed. You said
Okay.
you love to hunt.
I love to hunt, man.
Tell me, like that's I'm a collector too.
Dig it.
Fucking crazy.
Yes,
so like,
I can love it.
There's a. Take me through that, dog. Take me through the hunt. Take me
So
through.
it doesn't matter to me whether it be a $100,000 robe or a $20 relic. Monetary wise, I'm not even ever worried about values and chasing down the dollar of an item. It's about the thrill of it, man. So when you're going out in the wild and you're hunting something and it's eluding you for so much time. I got items that I haven't gotten. I like that. People are like, "What do you mean you like it?" I like it. It gives me something to go after. It gives me something to chase down. It gives me the motivation. I want one of those Undertaker ring used coffins. I want one. I don't have one. Am I going to get it? Yeah, because I manifested it. It's out there, and I will get it.
What's
One of Undertaker's ring? He used to have casket matches.
Yeah, I remember that shit. What are they going at for?
They don't even go. They're vaulted up in WWE's warehouse, but I'll get one. I'll get one. Yeah, it's out there. It's good.
I mean, all you need is a bag. All you need is a bag and a good attitude. I feel like you just need to be in the right spot. You can talk a motherfucker out of that.
I mean,
fast.
everybody in the hood knows me. It's winter for a reason, but we'll leave that alone.
Yeah, straight up, man.
But Ultimate Warrior, man, the energy. That guy was a ball of energy. I mean, he'd run to the ring 90 miles an hour.
Yo, man, can we pull up that one Ultimate? Do you remember that Ultimate Warrior one where he's like
All of them,
this
man.
shit? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, we're gonna fill in the rocket ship with fuel, and we're gonna go up. You know, he gets wild, man. He gets wild with it.
What's his name?
Ultimate Warrior.
Oh.
Cactus Jack, Mick Foley.
I met him, man.
Good guy. Good, real good guy.
I got to interview him.
Solid guy.
Yeah, I've been blessed to be able to interview. He was actually rocking one of these.
That's it. This is his ring worn one. He sent this to me because
he puts it out there. That motherfucker bleeds for the sport, man.
for the sport. Mick is a genuine guy, inside, outside the ring. But he really, when some of these guys, not some of them, all of them, they give up their lives for this sport. You know, a lot of these sports or entertainment, however you want to slice the apple pie, my brother, it can get looked at a different way, meaning how they rock and roll. A football player, I'm not down in any other sports out there. I'm just saying, wrestling in general.
Yes.
It is its own breed for a reason.
Isn't
You
it-
have to be
Like,
your own
think
breed
about
for
it
a
like
reason.
this too. Isn't it fucking interesting
Yes.
that the fake sport still has the real men? Like, isn't that odd? Like, you football play, like, God bless these cats. My heart goes out to you, but like, motherfucker, you know what it was when you got here, man.
Yes, big facts.
Why are you talking about your head hurts?
Yeah, man.
Why are you saying?
Yes.
Why are you telling me your head hurts? You know what the fuck it was?
Yeah, man. I
Some
mean,
of the ball players, it's like, yo, you don't want to get blacklisted. Don't be a fucking coal miner, man.
sure.
Don't do it.
And that's you're right on that. That's 100% facts. It's you know what you're getting into. You know what you signed up for when you got there, and how you're rocking and rolling with it. It's
That's
wrestling,
man shit, bro.
Big facts. And then you want to go back and
shit.
you want to go back and 80s, 90s, golden era days with these guys. I mean, they're on the road 300 plus days out the year. They're traveling themselves in cars, carpooling 3 people out there,
Right.
and for measly bucks. It was pretty wild. But this is something that I love rock. I love seeing everyone else's. You know what I love, brother? I love seeing other people's enjoyment off these items.
But all of the things you just broke out,
Mm-hmm.
these weren't fines. These were gets. Like, what were the fine? Like, where do you go for the fines? Are you at a flea market? Are you going to resale shops? Are you going to like Goodwill?
You know what? That's an awesome question. That's the thrill to hunt. Is I go anywhere.
Okay.
The finds that I've found over the years and crawling through attics, bro. Flea markets, like you said, garage sales. We used to have Gibraltars here.
Yeah.
We had all different types of garage sales. See, my mama brought me up garage selling back in the day. We chased the He-Mans and the G.I. Joes and the Thundercats, and she showed me how to hustle them. Ted bargain and putting the bundles together, and that bled through into my adulthood, man.
Right.
It's that's the thrill of the hunt too. You don't know what you're going to find. You can just stumble into somebody. You're talking with someone just like having a casual conversation.
Right.
Next thing you know, oh yeah, my son used to play with those little wrestling guys. Next thing you know, I'm buying the collection, and it's it happened 2 weeks ago at one of my local diners that I dig at.
Yeah.
Redford, Michigan, Canterbury Palace. We're in there. I go back over there and eat my breakfast, and this is exactly what I'm saying. A waitress comes out and she says, I've had these in the back for you. I was waiting for you to come back in. These been sitting in a shed of mine. These were my uncle's back in the day. Did they have a heavy monetary value to them money-wise? No, they didn't.
What were they?
Wrestling figures and a couple cards.
Yeah.
It was a tote full.
Yeah.
Magazines and shit like that. Cool stuff.
Right.
But what was cool about it is she thought about me and she said, I know the guy for this.
That's awesome,
and
man.
just like I was saying, and she crossed the dots and dotted them together. And next thing you know, I cleaned them up, put some in the museum, gave some to my son cash. And
Which one? So some did make the museum. So
yeah,
that-
there's a
that
couple
puts
of the cards.
That's values. That's
Yes.
value, bro.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Fuck
And
money. That's value. Just
that's
like
how
you said.
that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I get that question a lot. Oh my God, one of these.
Yeah, you
one of these.
I didn't ask $1 fucking. I don't give a fuck. It's like what is it special.
I dig that though.
Yeah,
I dig
man.
that. I get asked that all the time. What's your most? That question is. I won't say it's fucked up, but it's fucked up. People say, "Hey, what's your most expensive item in your museum?" Well, I mean, it's not. I'll just say like this: Ric Flair robe last week. One of his robes went for over 6 figures on Golden Auctions. Well over
shit.
6 figures. I mean, it started at 65 bands.
No shit.
And it went well over.
How heavy are those fucking things?
So this was the one I brought. I got the grand finale with me. He wore this in WCW.
Okay.
He wore this in WWF.
Yeah.
He wore this in NWA against Terry Funk. This one particular robe is 42 pounds, bro.
I wanna try that one.
I want to put you this right here. Bro. This is. We are styling and profiling. Now you're gonna feel the body. You're all right. You're all right. This thing's been. This been things. Oh my, good loaded. Look at this butterball biscuit. Styling and profiling out there, folks.
I look like a baby wizard.
But you know what?
I look like a.
Flair's your size.
Man.
Flair's your size. Oh, you gotta do the spin around if you got room. You got a room to do a woo. I think.
Wow.
Woo! There it is, folks. There it is. I'm feeling the
Exactly.
vibes. I'm feeling the energy.
All right, Peter, Rick.
No, Rick's still with us.
Oh, he's. Oh,
Hey, but hey. Hey, I need the tap pad. Where you been, Rick? We miss you.
Where you been?
Hey,
Oh shit.
God bless. I love that.
Oh, for
Rick's
real,
doing all right. He's doing Rick's Rick, man.
Purple might be your color, dude.
Hey, I'm telling you what, he's looking good out
Good
there.
as
He is
fuck.
looking fresh to death. If you didn't know, then now you know he's turned up. Let's go. Whoa.
Yeah, man, this is really neat.
You looking good, bro.
People don't sit in this, do they?
You can sit down, bro. Why don't you finish this? We're rocking it if not can get too high. You're all right. You're all right. Hey, that thing's been through. You
That's
watch the matches.
nasty.
That thing's been through 80s, 90s, and 2000s of wildness, bro.
This
So
is
I mean,
really cool, man.
You sitting in it isn't gonna do nothing except
I gotta
give
tell
you good vibes.
Like he gives, and like he's an inspiration for shit. As you know, he's an inspiration for the shit talking.
Sure.
Him and,
Sure.
We were talking about him and Dusty Rhodes.
Okay.
Man, those two guys
Yeah,
are
man.
just real special to me.
Golden on the mic. Golden on the mic.
And I didn't get to see neither one of those guys in real time. I only got to see them on YouTube because
sure,
I was
sure.
chasing skirts. I can't talk to them. It's fucking I feel like a fucking. I feel like when,
Is it heavy?
I feel like Mickey Mouse when he's in
And his wizard.
yeah, in his wizard.
I like
all the
that.
buckets keep
I
dancing.
like that.
Now, if you want, it's heavy to hold. It's not heavy to wear.
Okay.
It was so back in the day when Rick would have these made. So this will put it in value. That's a good luck charm for you down there, Relic. I was going to break you off a feather or two.
That's for
But
you.
For the baby.
oh yes,
Thank you.
yes, that is a good luck charm.
For the big
100%.
baby. Go ahead.
Now, Rick was spending this will put in perspective for you guys out there. If you want to talk about not standing behind your gimmick, but what would it be just being your own supporter, rocking and rolling for your brand for you? He would spend $15,000 to $20,000. This is in the '80s on these custom robes being made.
Yeah.
So if you think about that, 20 years ago, 30
$15,000
years ago,
now is-
40 years ago,
That's
yes.
$7 billion.
Hey, I mean-
and these dollars, that's $7
I like
billion
that.
With this fucking.
You know, but it's pretty crazy. But yeah, that's Jimmy would hand make these glasses. Those are from the '80s, early '90s.
This is like, to me, when I'm looking at that and you said he would hand make those,
Yes.
like, to me, like, this is the illest.
Isn't it? I mean,
That's
when you
art.
look at it,
That's
it,
some
Rude, you
art.
can see.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
see the- I
handmade.
see
You know,
the-
they're
I
all
see
handmade
this.
piano
I
notes.
see the brush strokes and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Really cool, man.
I can dig it, man.
Yeah, we'll get it.
You're cool. Yeah, that's it's wild. It's wild to think about
It's-
where these items have been.
Like, it's kind of crazy to see, like, these are all people's art. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like,
Oh, yeah.
it's funny, like dudes to be creative, they gotta do violent, semi-homoerotic shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like this is like a bunch of creative dudes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this is airbrushed and drawn on. And stuff.
Facts, stitched, airbrushed. When you think about it, bro, and look at this table. What's something that stands out? Everything, because it's all these characters had so much gimmick, had so much pizzazz.
Yeah, like this is tape, different color tape.
Different
so
color.
This,
He met in the '80s. He was out. He cut people's hair with these things.
yeah, I remember that shit, bro.
And then, you know what?
That's crazy.
Pretty cool. The leather was used out of Dodge Viper.
Oh, for real?
Brutus Beefcake and Hogan were getting their Viper seats custom done, and that's what made the bag.
Yeah.
This is Tony Carlini. The Carlini, we get into that another day.
What was
but
the trade? Let's go back to the waitress.
Yeah.
What was the trading card? What was the trading card that made it to the museum?
Just some
Remember?
cool '80s WWF classics.
Yeah.
Just that I love. I love them, man. You know, you got everybody from Snuka to Hogan to Dino Bravo.
How far back do you go?
My oldest item in the museum is 1937.
What was that?
It's Jim Mitchell's. Now, he's the original, bro. He's the original Black Panther.
Yeah.
So this is before Black Panther in comics.
Right.
Not a comic buff or anything like that. I just would know that from the wrestling deal. But he's Jim Mitchell was the first African American wrestler.
You can say black.
Ever. Yeah, first black wrestler out there. Hey, culture's so soft with certain things out there. It's pretty, even though it's 2024, folks. I mean, come on with it. Let's just be real. We're all humans at the end of the
Bro,
fucking
they're
night.
not complaining about you yet. You going too
Oh
soon.
yeah, they've been. Hey, I mean, we're talking to Rude out here for a reason. I mean, hey, don't leave me.
Oh, I
hey,
didn't see. I was
you're
looking at
good.
coffee.
Come on, hey, but you know what?
Yeah.
You're right though. And I feel that way when people say the statement about no publicity is bad publicity, no negative, and that. I feel like talking is talking, man. I don't give.
Well, you know what? It's like, look, man.
How do you look about it? How you feel?
This is how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I got biblical principles.
Yep. Sure.
If I'm coming with love and if I'm speaking what is true,
Yeah.
here we are.
Here we are.
Fucking here we
Yep.
fucking go. I'll do my best not to hurt feelings and shit.
Sure.
But other than that, suck my dick.
Sure. Yeah, I ain't
God
mad
bless.
at that. I ain't mad at that. That's big facts.
Yeah, because it's like, bro, they come up with a new. Man, we 40. Like, how many different words for black person you had to learn since you from Detroit,
Yeah,
man?
this is facts. This is facts. And you know what? It's to the point
In
now you got to
40 years, bro.
Yeah,
There's
man.
been 1,000 fucking different names, and it's
It
like,
is true.
what does your heart say,
It
bro?
is true.
I
don't look at anybody. I don't care what you do, who you do, how you do it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I do? I spread positive vibes. I feel positivity is contagious out there.
That's right.
And that's at the end of the day all that is. You're a good person or you're not. You know what I'm saying? It's how you know, fuck who you are, race, trait, any of that shit. I don't give I rock with everybody out there, you know.
I don't like those Cambodians. I'm playing, bro.
I can dig it, man.
Nah, I'm playing. I actually do like Cambodians.
Sure. Shout out to Cambodia. You
I just
know.
want to bang this Cambodian chick back in the day. I'm probably just sure she wouldn't let me get.
Miss GWC's Cambodian.
saw.
My old lady's Cambodian, so I can agree with that. You know, obviously not, but we're rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Hey, man. But, hey, you know what? You're asking me some questions. You mind if I ask you a quick wrestling question?
Yes.
What's your favorite?
Oh.
Oh, he said
no,
yes.
no.
Hey,
No,
he said-
I know.
he said, fuck it.
No.
GWC, who was your favorite wrestler back in the day? What do you have any memories, matches, moments that stick out? Be like, man, you know what? Me and Pops used to watch this, or I remember watching this, or I
It's
used
funny,
to,
yo, man. All right, so yeah, it's funny. Like right around that time, my dad was living way up in Lakeville, which is the country. It's way up in the country. Okay. My parents just got divorced, so I was a little kid. I was like 5. I was like 7. I was 7 years old because they've been divorced for a couple years, and my dad was really bad at keeping a place.
Sure.
So it would just be, oh, you sleeping in this dude's attic tonight? Like straight up, you sleeping in this guy's attic tonight. This, here's your closet today.
Yeah, man.
But I remember being at this fucking rundown ass, like a junkie house right on it, like right where like an old junkyard thing was, and we were eating chips and we were eating chips together, and I remember they were old Grady's chips. They were thick. They're girthy.
Sure. Yeah, they had a little girth to them.
And I remember the house stunk because there was a dead rabbit in there. We couldn't find it.
Sure.
It ended up being behind the couch. And I just remember me and my old man watching wrestling together,
Sure.
eating chips. And I don't even remember. I don't remember. It was like the Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant era.
Sure. So I like that. Eating some girthy chips, the light smell
me
of
and the old man
of a
rotting
old
carcass.
laddick.
Yeah.
And then you pops watching.
Yeah.
You know what? It's
And
wild.
like that was a fun. Like if you think
man.
about it, think about this, right?
Sure.
GWC.
Think about it.
Yeah, man.
Like, bro, you're in a junkyard
Yeah.
with a fucking dead rabbit eating potato chips, but I was with my dad.
Yeah, man.
And that's what I remember. That's
I love that. I love that. That's real. That's real. God bless, man. That's real. No, that's real.
This pound is.
Hey, I'm a little. Hey, all right. I should have warned you, pre-warned you. I'm a
pounder?
dapper. I'm a dapper. I was hanging with Brett Hitman Hart, a good friend of mine. We were hanging a couple months ago, flying some planes, and he goes, "Man, I always gotta remember that about you, GW.
Yeah.
I always gotta remember my fist leaves a little more sore every time I leave. But I'm a dapper out there.
No, it's good. It's because it's a connection.
But I could feel that. I felt that vibe when you're talking about that. It doesn't matter what you were watching, but it's who you were watching with, and you can remember that exact time. I got lots of memories like that, man. And it's pretty cool, man.
It
So
really
that's
is, and it's like people. I think we got it all twisted now. It's like people. Oh, I would have a kid, but I can't give my kid things. Blah blah blah.
Sure.
Like I just told you about. I was next to a gravel pit. Now it was a gravel pit with a bunch of junk in it. I was next to a gravel pit, and that was fucking awesome.
Sure. It's yeah, man.
It's like life is good, dog. Life
Big
is
facts.
beautiful, bro.
Big facts. You're right on that, man. It's about embracing it. Hey, embracing them. Hey, that's, you know what? And not to piggyback off of what I keep saying off the nostalgia or the vibes, but that's what it's all about, man. You know what? This is where I'm going to go with this. The GWC Museum.
Where's
We're
that?
home of all this.
Yes.
Okay? I buy houses and properties in Detroit. I'll rehab them. I'll do some flip. I've done that for about 20 years, right?
Okay.
This house I bought 4 years ago off the demo list. It was the house I grew up in. This is my childhood home. The house was fucking abandoned 20 years.
Where was it at?
West side of Detroit, 7 and I'll just.
I thought the museum was over there. Sorry.
No, that is. This is. It's not open to the public.
Oh.
But we just do filming over there. Now, I do have something in Monroe that's going to be opened up. Downtown Monroe is going to be opened up Halloween. GWC on the River. That's to the public.
All right, that's cool.
But this one we just do filming at. We do some pods. We do a lot of filming and
Right.
some episodes and shit. We'll just say it's off 7 Mile on the west side. We'll leave it. But it's a house I grew up in. And it was had been vacant about 20 years, bro. No one in their mind would have touched. If a house, you know this, when they're tearing down a house in the deed, it has to be fucked up for a long time. It ain't like where the house sits for a year or two and it's got a broken windows and think, okay, let's tear that down now. It's an eyesore, a blight. No, this Butterball Biscuit was 2 decades. They burned the garage down to install all the siding, roof collapse, just anything you could think of Amityville horror. But I saw it. I said, that was my childhood home. I need to bring this back. Dropped about 100 into it, made it a house again. The next thing you know, I said, this is where I want all my nostalgia to be. So where I do my filming a lot in, it's about 2,400 square foot. It's floor to the ceiling. That's how I'm feeling, bro. It's every room is stacked. And it's set up wild. But I got these legends over there. I say, man, I'm flying a plane. I'm burning one with Brad or Jake the Snake or Mick. And I said, I used to watch you. 1988, 87, right here. It was a wood grain TV. Yeah. This house was a little more beat up back in the day. I got 4 little sisters and a brother. It was 6 of us.
Wow.
Growing up in the hood, and mine was a waitress, pops was a painter. So it was like that type of we rock and roll, did what we did, how we did it. And but I would say I used to watch you guys right there on a little wood grain TV. And it's so wild how full circle it
I know
comes.
the ones that sit on the floor.
You know
and
it.
shit.
You know it. Big facts.
Yo, and it would be like that shit'll break down, and you put the next TV right on top of
it. There's your new entertainment center. Fuck it. Might as well have plants all on that son of a bitch. And,
see, but you could tell, like, all right, so you came from an educated house. I could tell you, or not educated, but an intelligent house, because your mom kept plants in the fucking crib, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, there's a smell of poverty in it. Sure. It's dustiness, like cigarettes, fried bologna, fucking no plants in the crib. The windows are always shut.
The smell of roaches.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right, though.
But like right there, that's beyond. You might have been in a poor place, but you weren't in a poor state of mind.
Man, we were not in a poor state of mind. Moms did the best to keep us, keep the house rocking. You know what I'm saying?
What do you tip? What you must tip very well.
I do. That's pretty wild. You said that.
What? Your mom was a waitress. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
you know
That's
what
why.
it is.
And even if it's you go to the restaurant and you get a terrible service, I'm not going to host somebody out. I don't do the penny tip or the no tip. You're still going to get a 10, 20 bucks.
Yeah. No,
my old lady will say that too.
I give him. Last time I gave him the money,
Sure,
and said that
sure.
was an awful job.
Yep. You know what? And I've done that too a handful of times too,
'Cause
where
I
I'll just
wanna-
leave it alone and I'll just say, all right, you're getting a nickel for this or $10 an
No, I
hour.
got- you know, I
and then they can figure it out. If
I
our
was like,
dinner was a couple
yeah.
hundred, I'm tipping you $5 or $10. I mean, they should figure
It was
that out.
it was Christmas, so I was like, "Here you go, man."
Sure.
But like, I want you to know that was actually it was way more effective. It was money well spent. I was like, "Here's your money. It's
Yep.
Christmas. It's more than you deserve. You did an awful job."
I can dig that with a shovel, bro. I like that.
Yeah,
you know?
and like,
Yeah.
cause that way people, because it's not.
Sure.
It's about improving things. It's not. This is not like retribution. It's
Sure.
like, yo, dude, I want us to be better as
Yeah,
a
man.
fucking world.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Big
yeah.
facts.
It's so yeah. Being because my mother too was a waitress.
Oh, dig it. Okay.
And so you know how it is when motherfuckers don't pay. The
Yeah.
waitress got to take care of that shit.
Take care of it, man.
And like
And
people
it's-
don't understand that.
Moms
shit,
will
man.
bring home food and shit, and it'd be cool, man. You know, it's all kinds of shit.
I remember being like a 4-year-old and like being playing at the Pac-Man game with no quarter, just waiting
Sure.
for my mom to get done with
Sure.
her shift. And
Yeah,
shit.
man. That's funny you said that. We used to get. We didn't understand it at the time, Rude. We didn't understand this. We had a 3-house, in the hood growing up. We didn't have it to where I moved my kids. We were in the burbs, man. They can go ride their bike around St. Clair.
Yeah.
They're cool. They can go do that.
Yeah.
And I tell them, you guys. I didn't have the luxury of that growing up, and it wasn't it was just a safety thing. It wasn't, we'd go 2 houses to the side and 1 house to the side, and that was our area we'd be able to go. But my brother and I'd sneak down. We'd hit the block, hit the corner, go past the Jets, past the projects, the corner. There's party store used to be called Wally's. And we'd go play the arcades right there. We'd go play the Donkey Kongs, go play the whatever. WrestleFest was in there at one time, Asteroid, whatever it might be. Moms would whoop our ass. We'd go get the Fagos, the glass Fagos, and put them in the brown paper bags like we're drinking beers, thinking we're cool. That's just shit we would do back in the day.
Yeah, right.
We're in 3rd grade and we think we're cool,
Right.
Throw the bag up and run as it smashes, get home, and Mom would scold us, whoop our ass. And then we come to realize, man, nah, man, Mom was trying to just look out so you didn't get clipped on the corner because it was a little wild in the 80s, early 90s. Detroit's always been its own beast. I love the city, but, it's sometimes you can get into some wildness.
Man, yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
No, it gets it's. What? This episode has been brought to you by Torture Things and Serial Killers and Truckers, as well as Twizzlers. Only by Luxury Loud. This is a city where it's like you just could it's on 1,000% of the time all the time.
It is, man. I don't say this. I say this, and it sounds semi-bitter when I say love-hate, because it's a love more than any of a hate for the city. It's a love, because it's embodied into me.
Yeah.
But there's parts of the city that it's so, not parts, it's just there's vibes in the city that it's never be able to escape that.
I go through fucking I go through cycles.
Sure.
Sometimes I'm like, what the fuck, man? How you do like what? Like,
Yeah.
I was driving down Gratiot. I was
Sure.
driving back from here last time I was driving towards the suburbs down
Yep.
Gratiot, and I was looking at all those nice buildings, just being like, what the fuck?
Sure.
Man?
Yep.
Really, dog?
I do this all the time.
I just shake my head and say,
Yeah.
really, man? Really?
I love
We
architecture.
was kings.
No, you're right though. You ain't even lying though, dog. You know what?
so you like architecture
I love
too,
architecture.
right?
So
Yeah.
you know what? When I'm looking and that was a big deal. That was a very big deal for me when when the train station and everything opened back up downtown, and they brought another. Shit.
We had the Hudson building. Remember the big old
Yeah.
Hudson
Oh, yes.
building? They
Oh,
imploded
yes.
that bitch.
Yep.
And
And
a lot
I
like
remember all
9/11. Oh man.
Yeah, hey, right.
They made a fucking parking lot.
Big facts. And you're right on that. My uncle's church was right down there, West Grand Boulevard, Woodward and the Boulevard.
Yeah.
It's the Gold Mary on top. Our Lady Rosary, rest in peace, Uncle Bob. We was always rocking and rolling at
What,
the
you
church.
Like
I was a Catholic. I'm Greek in Ukraine.
Look at that.
A little French Canadian.
The fucking Greek cookie, man.
Look, got a little group.
What was your crib like? Who's Greek? Your mother or your
Yeah,
father? Your
mom's
mom
side.
was Greek,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then so that means you got the good cooking.
Yeah, mom's was Greek, and actually her dad was Ukraine, so it was kind of wild. They moved, yes, which is really wild because they moved to here. When they moved to the country, they moved to Detroit, 6 Mile, Illinois.
Yeah.
Great area over there, right outside of Palmer Woods, Sherwood Forest, beautiful homes. But they moved here at a wild time, and it was wild for that nationalities even to be rocking kind of together. But that's how our family is.
Yeah.
And you know, it's my family. We got a lot of tradition. We got a lot of tradition, and we got a lot of.
Tell me what do you
just
mean?
you know, foods and
Well,
how we do.
You just say you.
All right, we got a lot of. Yeah, it was real. It was a real
broad stroking, man.
I'm not painting. It's just
I like food.
Yes, food. How we celebrate holidays. We
break
do
it down.
celebrate every holiday and birthdays just like normal. But it's just certain things we do. Certain.
Are you on the Orthodox calendar?
That's why I sometimes think because it's part of the family. It's kind of wild how it is.
You're getting Easter and Paschal.
Yeah, we don't do a. We don't do a.
What about the Christmas? You do second Christmas?
We did sometimes, and it was a sometimes thing. It's kind of wild.
It depends.
It kind of depends. Well, it was more modernized. My parents grew up. My mom grew up different on that aspect.
Okay.
And we grew up more just. I won't say Americanized. That wouldn't be the right word for it. Modernized. I don't know what it would be.
No, Americanized.
Americanized.
Godless.
Okay. Yeah. But just the twist of it would be in there. You know, just and then go back and then into the food, just stuff from the we like lots of different.
Tell me a dish. You just keep saying the food.
Well, I mean,
man.
I'm not gonna say like grape leaves and lamb and.
Did you have that or no?
Yeah.
Well, say grape leaves and
grape
lamb.
leaves and lamb. Yo, rice and
Yo, fucking rep that shit. I'm like, we want to hear, bro. Like, I'm
For
like,
real, I love me some grape
look, man.
leaves.
Okay.
Yo,
All right.
for me, it's like to understand the person.
Yeah.
The cult, like understand the food, man.
Sure.
Like, and the way I broke this down, I was writing about it. Like sashimi,
Okay.
super clean,
Yes.
good fish, high quality, good knife strokes. Them that's Japanese people to the fucking T, dog.
Right,
like it's
right.
all the way there.
Sure.
The trains run precisely on time. Everything's fucking clean. You throw away your own garbage, and then you look at Vietnamese food, and it's like you got fish sauce and sugar and lime and peppers. And those motherfuckers are fucking they'll fight you from a hole, bro. They don't give a fuck. So it's like
Right.
the food describes the person.
I can get behind that.
So
I can get
wanted to hear
behind
what
that.
you eat,
Okay,
man.
all right.
You
I
see what I'm saying?
can get behind that. I can see where you're rocking with this now.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say it sounded a little
He's guarded.
guarded with certain things.
Yeah, man. Why though?
No, man.
Is it? Do you feel like this is a? You feel like part of what you do is a character?
No,
And-
because
or you
because
can't
what
let-
I
you
am,
can't
what
let
I am is
everybody
what
in.
I am.
Truly.
So truly, it's and that's what I
So
think
what
people
do you
love
eat?
about me.
So what do you eat?
What do I eat?
Yeah, like what do you eat on Christmas and all that stuff?
I mean, I eat pussy. I eat. What are we gonna go with this? Are we gonna go
Silly. No, man.
No, you know what I eat? No,
Honestly.
honestly, I'd say nowadays it's more cut into. I guess it would just be more Americanized. We do things, and this is a Polish vibe to it.
Yeah.
And my family doesn't really have Polish. I got some, I guess.
But it's a Detroit thing. We just
right?
soak up
Hamtown,
everything,
right?
bro.
I'd say they all do their own pierogies, and they make
Yeah.
all their make all the sausages and the smoke and the krauts and this
Wait,
and
hold
that.
up. Your family does?
Yes,
That's
and
fucking cool,
yes.
dude.
And that's what that people would say. Wait, but you're Greek and you're but that was all Polish. That's why I said it was kind of wild how my family would do it, but it was.
But like, man, I'm
Wide
like,
palate, nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
Yo, they didn't they didn't invent grinding up fucking meat and putting it into a fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, man.
that's across. And to me, like, I'm learning how to cook, and
Sure.
it connects people. It
man.
doesn't divide it. To me,
Sure.
it connects.
Sure.
So like,
I mean, I got
dope.
Yeah, I got dishes that my kids love for me to throw down. Like tonight, I'm gonna throw down. It's
What
just
are you
my
gonna do?
It's just famous fried chicken. It's casual, but I got my own. You know, I'll give you one little special cut.
All right,
I ain't gonna
bet.
give you all the seasons because I can't do it.
No, I don't
But
blame
I'll
you.
give you one cut, and the pickle juice gets you together with the brine.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
A brine is a cheat code, bro. Like
Yeah, man.
motherfuckers,
Yeah.
you'll
Yeah.
never. You'll
Come
never.
on.
You'll
Come
never.
on, 2 times for 1 time. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to
Yeah.
lock it? We can lock it. Put it in the pocket. Come on with it. I like it. I can dig
Yeah,
it.
bro. Yeah, the brine is a motherfucking
Yes.
cheat code.
Yes, it is.
I just learned how to cook, and that saved me from overcooking shit.
Sure.
Repeatedly.
Sure. I like throwing it down. Even last night, it's something people, you think, yeah, something simple as B's and G's, a little biscuits and gravy. But I got my own little, homemade.
Put your own little razzle dazzle on.
Got to. But I do a little bit. I throw it down in the kitchen. Not to say
So
I do. I'm a
yeah.
barbecuer too. I'm
So-
a cuer. I love grilling.
So you approach life like an artist.
As-
With a certain like you could tell when you were telling me about I do this with the bar. Like I could see you working at that shit.
Okay.
And you got your own special.
Oh, got to. You got to. It's I like rocking my way, and I'm not saying it's my way or the highway. I'm not one of those cats, but I got certain ways I almost do everything in life. It might be a little different than the next person might do it, but I think that's how it should be.
Open-minded.
You don't want to be open-minded. Don't want to be rocking and rolling with
It's just like, look, man.
Yeah.
It's beyond. It's like seeing the endless possibilities.
Sure.
And like, okay, like my noni would put nutmeg in with the ravioli with the cheese to make it pop. You'll never taste it, but it's good, Like,
Hey, you see why I'm smirking and covering the mouth a little bit? Nutmeg is something I put in the fucking B's and G's. Why you doing this to me right now?
That's kinda what I
How'd
was
you do
thinking.
that to me? That's some weird shit.
Well,
I wasn't going to give that one away because you ain't much crazy shit you can put in biscuits and gravy,
Yeah.
folks. It's gravy and you make the sausage gravy.
but that nutmeg kind of makes it sing a little.
It
bit,
has a
doesn't
little. It has a little whip on
Yeah.
it, but it's not like you would think either.
That's
That's wild. You said that, bro.
Man, well, because I don't know, man. I'm psychic. Well, no, I'm perceptive. I just thought about what would I do if in my biscuits and gravy.
Sure.
So I was like, I'd probably put some nutmeg in there.
I love that. I can dig that,
Like if I
bro.
want to freak it,
Put your own twist on it, man.
Hell yeah.
I could throw down on the grill a pork chop that's better than a steak. And people are like, no, you can't. Pork chop ain't never gonna be better than a motherfucking steak.
Talk that shit.
I talk that shit. Come on, holler at me. Pull up. You're all invited to the barbecues when I'm queuing. I queue a couple times a week.
Look. This is
Yes.
look. I bought a Weber. I'm buying a Weber grill from a dead man,
Okay.
and I don't know how to fucking barbecue to save my life.
You know what?
What are some tips for a fella?
You want low and slow.
Low and slow.
Low and slow. Motherfuckers don't need all that high heat to make it sweet. You don't need to. First of all, putting a char on something, I like if I'm doing, and this is all to each their own out there. How
Hey,
you
man.
like it, how someone else likes it.
Everybody,
Everybody can rock how they want to rock, but I'll be real with you. You don't get a grill going 600 degrees, and these motherfuckers get the grill going 600 degrees, and they throw the chops on and the burgers and all that, and then they don't understand why. Their pork chops are drier than a piece of leather. Their burgers are burnt and all that. You got to low and slow. You ain't got to rush to the race.
That's
to
for
finish.
like carne asada, right? Like
Yes.
For real hot,
Okay.
it's for carne asada.
I can dig that.
Right.
Now, there's
Because
certain
you want char.
certain things you got to do that way.
Right.
Now, and if I'm doing like a couple slabs of ribs, man, maybe the kids don't like it that way. I'll do it whatever. But I like to have a little char on it. I like to have a little char. You got to.
Caramelization.
Caramelization,
Color
situation,
equals flavor.
station. Yes.
Shout out to Chef Rob.
Chef.
Chef Rob told me colors equals flavor.
I mean, he's not lying.
Hell yeah.
He's not lying about it. It's just like a pizza, bro. You go get the pizza with that caramelized crust with the cheese, Detroit style deep dish, like a Louis pizza or a Buddy's pizza.
I got one of those. I got a pan like that for you. I got
This is
straight from
making
a
me
closed down
hungry.
restaurant.
Do you?
Yeah, it's a cheat code, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's a cheat
Yeah.
code, and then I do a lower crust too, so it's not all bready.
I
You
can
still
dig
get
it.
that- Man, I got you.
What's your favorite style of pizza, bro?
My nonnies? There's nothing like home cooking, and hers was like Sicilian style, even though we're not even Sicilian. So that Sicilian style would be the squared, the longer square
Okay.
tray, halfway between the Jets style.
Jets, Buddies, halfway in between.
Yeah.
Okay, I can dig it.
And I just remember once again eating that shit cold the next day. My dad would always fucking fight with my Uncle Mario about who got the most leftovers after family dinner and shit.
So you're not Italian? You got the Uncle Mario too?
I'm half Italian. I'm
Okay,
Italian
there we go.
Irish.
Okay, we're good. Hey, that's teamwork makes the dream work right there. He said, well, we're ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, right?
My father, bless his soul, be like,
Bless
Mario's got a wife. I don't got anybody. I should get more. And like he'd be like, so we'd always get extra pizza, and I'd sit there and watch Saturday morning cartoons, eating that pizza, and then making my GI Joes fight.
God bless. God bless.
What's your favorite style of pizza, bro?
You know what? I'm gonna go. I guess I'd say depending on mood, but I will be I'm a deep dish
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough one because there's some circles and some New York style that are gangster with it. But I'm gonna go deep dish. I'm gonna go deep dish. I'll say Detroit style, not being biased. I'll just say a square deep dish pizza.
You like Louis?
I love Louis Hazel Park. You know what?
Yeah.
I used to fly a lot of planes with him, and we used to burn a lot and talk some shit. And when he would be when he explained it to me, how him and his brother separated and one did buddies and he stayed and did Louis.
Tell me, all right. So
Yes.
for like Detroit
Whoa.
pizza it's my shout out to my homie Chef Roy Choi. Like I got chefs in LA like asking
love
me
that.
about Detroit pizza.
Okay.
So
I'm getting pizza tonight.
so
Hey,
break,
I'm hungry, Steve. I'm salivating. I want some barbecue and pizza.
so explain to me like can you tell me a bit of that story?
Yeah, we can get into a little bit of it. We can't certain things for the
Yeah,
things, but I'll say
clearly.
this:
So where did it start first? Was it Louis or Buddy's? Who was first? Or
That's
was there a restaurant before that?
no, that's kind of where the wildness gets in. It's kind of like the Coney Islands downtown when they want to say was Lafayette first, was American first.
So it's two brothers.
Yes, and this was a family bumped heads. They wanted to do chain. They wanted to do a chain. Louis wanted to keep it OG,
Yeah.
just a one and done, which it is. It's a Hazel Park establishment, and
His quality superior.
I
He's
feel
right.
that way.
He was right.
I feel, and thank you. I was going to say if you would have said Buddies is better, that's fine because everyone's opinions are valid.
man,
but
his is
it's
fucking
not better.
better. No,
And Buddies,
it's
you know what? And the antipasto salad, folks. If you want to talk about it, you're great. The homemade dressing, how they cutting it up. It's all about how they cubed that cheese and the meat. But how they did it was basically in a nutshell is Louis didn't want to commercialize it more or less. You know, Buddy's got a handful of them, and nothing against Buddy's. Buddy's is a good pie.
Here's the problem. No. Here's the problem, bro.
Tell me about it.
Quality control.
Yes, you're right
Yo,
though.
you can't be in
Yep.
17 places at once.
Sure.
Now I got a fucking 20-year-old
Yep.
with weird fucking pronouns, finger
Yep.
fucking the food,
Yep.
and it's just not right, man. It's
You're
just
right.
Like, and that's his name. So he traded money for his name.
Sure.
Some people will do that. I'm glad that I think we need to frown upon people selling out.
Yes.
Like we used to have this
Yes.
shit called in Pontiac called Perry Drugs. It was a drugstore.
Shout out to Perry Drugs out there.
R.I.P. You
R.I.P.
killed yourself.
R.I.P.
They sold
to
out
Perry
to
Drugs.
Rite Aid. They sold
Yes,
out
they
to
did.
Rite Aid.
Yes,
Rite
they
Aid's
did.
out of business. Perry Drugs is done. That family's done. Yeah, you cashed out, but now what?
Yeah,
Money
man.
ain't everything. What's your purpose? What are you doing?
Yeah, man.
And it's like
You're right.
all these small businesses get ate up by big businesses,
Yep.
and then what's your purpose? What is your grandkids gonna do?
Exactly. You know, you balled out for a decade or two and you did good. You stayed in West Bloomfield and you felt good about yourself. Now
Yeah,
your
man.
kids and the rest of your family ain't got nothing to show for it. You're right on that.
And it's
man.
also
That's,
it's almost like these global elites had a plan to buy out everything,
Sure.
fucking corner the market on everything, and then tell everyone to fuck off and stay in their house.
well, we see how it's been happening, and then I mean, you know,
Well, like, yeah. So one
Yeah.
of those brothers wasn't part of the problem.
one of those brothers wasn't part of the problem. He's
other-
actually part of the solution.
Yeah, the other brother,
if there is
his name rhymes with Muddy.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I can get behind that. And
Even when you go back to the one on the east side, it's like it's fucking hit or miss, man. Like
yeah, you can go to Six and Conan over there
Yeah.
at the original OG's buddies, and that's just it though. It's you go into Louis, you got the waitresses you've been seeing there for 30, 40 years, and you know the cook, and everybody's the same, and they understand that though.
Yeah.
And if they ever were to bring somebody in, they understand you got to train them a certain way, and they have to do it the certain way.
Yeah, man.
But it's you get a
Well, that was
commercialized
like-
with something.
I like to get Italian shoes or some shit like that. It's not just because they're made in Italy. It's because this is like knowledge has been handed down from person
Sure.
to person to person, and I think something about America's it used to be innovative.
Yes.
So we traded innovation for maybe knowledge being passed down. I don't know how to say it, but like nobody wants to be a farmer like their dad. They want to go leave, and
Yep.
I think that's we have a duty. We have a duty to our family and our bloodline.
Sure.
So
I feel like it's a sellout. It's a cop out. It's you know, I'm not about the fast dollar. Never have been a fast buck. I think a lot of that has to do with
what
it.
else you look, man? If you're a collector, you got to collect. You got the heart of a collector.
I collect cars, man. I used to own
Yeah.
some custom car shops. I collect old school cars, man.
Tell me about it.
So it's my oldest is a 42 Packard.
No shit.
Then I took another 42 Packard I cut it in half with a 76 Lincoln, stretched them together. 21 feet of Motor City Madness. I named her Corella DeVille.
You got a picture?
I got all.
Let
Yeah,
me see
where's
some
all my
pictures.
phones at? Yeah, I got.
Yeah.
I'll
Let
pull
me
up.
ask you this.
Yeah, man.
All right, so what was it about the Packard that you like?
Old school vibe, nostalgia. Just about any of these, you look at it, you say, "Damn, that! Look at the curves on that bitch. It's curvy. It's got character. It's got
Right.
class. It's in a league of her own."
Yeah. I was just
Not a shout out to Rosie O'Donnell
Bro,
by no means.
I know this sounds crazy as hell, but like I got this theory.
Yes.
You see these toy ass cars?
Yep.
All the paint jobs right now look like toy ass plastic paint jobs.
True.
I think they're trying to keep us to be like being perpetual children, and I was bleeding out. Like I just had a fucking dude in a periwinkle truck not let me in, dog. Like I'm like, bro, you in a toy ass Barbie car being
Sure.
a bitch right now, man.
Yep.
I think that's part of the plan to keep us under wraps.
Yeah,
Because I feel like
I can agree with that. Yeah, man.
yeah. So
Yeah, it's something. It's just yeah. I love all the cruises, car
Oh,
cruises.
dude, yeah.
I do all those. Woodward Dream cruise. 2 nights ago in St. Clair Shores, we had the Harper cruise. I brought out the convertible. I got a '73 Lincoln Mark IV. They never made this car convertible ever.
you chopped that bitch.
Oh
huh?
yeah, man. About 15 years ago.
Let's take a look. See.
Yeah, I just threw in. What did I throw in? I threw in Google search. We're gonna look into.
Wait,
red
it's on
car.
your
There it is.
Google?
This is gonna be Corella DeVille. It's just in one of the
Let me take a
backyards,
look.
but you can get a.
Yeah, and then we'll cut it in after.
Yeah. You're good with.
See?
I got my kids in the pit. There's one of my
Oh, yeah.
kids is in there. That's all right.
Well,
But
it's
you can
on
get
Google,
you can
bro.
get the idea.
Whoa,
You can get the
dude, that
idea.
looks crazy.
Everything's Frenched and shaved. There's no door handles. There's no bumpers. There's no.
I like that shit. man.
460 big block 9-inch Detroit locker rocker rear end. It's built up. It's tubbed out, slammed down.
Is it all right? So you're
good.
You got kids.
Yes.
Is it? What's it like? I was talking to another fella that had humble beginnings.
Sure.
What's it like dealing with a child that doesn't understand humble beginnings?
My kid.
And
It's
it
kind of
doesn't
tough,
matter.
man. It's
Yeah.
kind of tough in the fact of I didn't want to spoil my. You always want, and this is my opinion. You always want to do better than your parents did for you if you're a parent. That's how I look at it. Meaning,
Yeah.
my parents did great for us, and they did the best they could. But we didn't have. I didn't have name brand shit. None of that growing up.
Yeah,
We didn't have none
yeah.
of that. And I'm not saying I spoiled my kids, but I wanted my kids to have a little different.
Do you think that's the ego?
Yeah.
I think it is too. I had
Yeah.
that same thing. I was like, I'm gonna have my kid be just like me. Then the kid was walking with me, and I was like, oh no,
Sure.
I gotta have her looking
No,
fresh.
it was wild,
It's
man.
an
Because
ego,
that shit,
man.
it was like traumatizing, bro. The first pair of Nikes I got was clearance, and they were girl shoes. You couldn't tell. But when I got to school, this is a true story, y'all. I'm putting myself out there. I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve for this one, Rude. But yeah, man, I was so fucking happy to get a pair of Nikes, man. I'm in like 4th, 5th grade, dude. So it's a big deal. Everyone's rocking Nikes in the hood. I got a pair of black and white high top Nikes.
Right.
I didn't know the better. I said, no one's gonna know these as female shoes. They fit me.
Yeah.
We got some chick must have had some big ass feet at the store. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's why they're
We're at
sports.
Sports Authority. You remember those?
Yeah, I remember that.
But we're at Sports Authority. When I get these shoes, it doesn't take about a day. And then everyone's, Stevie's got it. Oh, he's wearing them are girl shoes. They're girl shoes. No, I'm fronting. Man, y'all are tripping, man. These ain't it. So then it goes by. I'm playing it off. And then one of these kids brings in, I don't know, this was before maybe East Bay, the catalog.
Right.
Doesn't matter. He brought in a clip, dog. I mean, actually, it was probably the sales clip for fucking the Sports Authority is what it was.
Huh?
I can't remember what it was, but it was my shoes was on there, and it showed them $17.99, and they were girl shoes.
Bruh.
So I was done.
That's
I was
rough.
cooked. I was cooked. So I didn't.
You never wore those again, did
Never.
you?
So I take them home. I'm fucking ripping them with the fork because I'm trying to tell Maz they come apart, and they get me some new shoes. Maz says no. Now you got to wear those motherfuckers ripped. So now I'm back wearing my old Everlast shoes that I retired to wear the Nikes, and it was a rough one. But that was just a stem off of you talking about material things. I was thinking about it.
That was a lesson that you learned.
It was a lesson I
What was
learned.
the lesson in that?
And this is the lesson I learned in that is first of all, fuck what everybody else thinks.
Yep.
Fuck it. Second of all, material things don't matter. I tell my kids this. What you're wearing today isn't gonna matter. It's a cliche, but it's not. The jeans you're wearing and shoes And I do get them Nike Dunks and this and that.
Yeah.
I got them straightened out and they're all hooked up. But I tell them, all this shit ain't gonna matter when you're out in the world.
Yeah,
the real
Well,
world.
Think about this, like, and I think most people need to ask themselves this: how many pairs of shoes do your kids have?
You know what? Only a couple.
And that you're doing a good job.
Yep, only a couple. And
You're doing a good
one of
job.
those was a pair of Crocs. And I was like, I'm not paying fucking $60 for these rubber pieces of shit.
That's another thing,
You know
man. I
what?
don't know about these Crocs, man.
I don't know the pair, so I got slides, so it is what
man.
it is.
This Crocs, I saw a real fat bitch in some Crocs.
Sure. Were they pokey? Did she have some pokies through the holes a little bit? Her pinky toe was doing a little
That's
wavy?
what this is. Once again, I don't think we need to be comfortable in public. I think we need to walk around with some dignity as I'm walking around with this.
I
I was gonna say,
agree more.
as I'm wearing a wrestling Hawaiian, but we're all right. This is me though.
You know
This is
what?
I rock, Dave.
When in Rome, that's what it is. But
Yeah,
like,
man.
if we were expected to dress nicer, I'd be happier
Sure.
to dress nicer.
Oh yeah, you know that goes with times. Obviously, you look at back in the day. I said, man, these motherfuckers used to dress to the T, like they just come out the casket. I'm talking about.
right.
So my relatives would be suits every day, brim every
Suited and
day,
brooded, yeah.
every day,
Yeah.
and it's it's just
And
wild.
Your hat wouldn't be on right now. It'd be
No,
off.
because
Yeah.
we're inside of a building
you're
or inside of
building
an
with-
establishment.
And there's a lady right here.
I remember
That's
trying to
old
break,
school
yeah,
shit,
old school. I'm trying to break it down to my kids, saying I don't want to tell them, hey, look, we wore these motherfucking Crocs in county. These are shower shoes.
Yeah.
Y'all wearing shower shoes nowadays, but
Bruh.
hey, what can it be? It is what it is. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
part of the psyop, though, man. It's like I feel like, oh my bad.
You're good.
It's part of the psyop. I feel like they want to degrade us, and
Yes.
they want us to choose degradation.
I
Sure.
couldn't
They-
agree more. I don't
Yeah.
even own a pair of sweatpants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm just like,
I bet you your butt would look good in it though, like the movement.
Like-
I love a girl.
but, like, I'm
the
just
movement.
like-
yes.
it's
Yeah.
just, you want to walk out the house in sweatpants. It's just like, no. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't do
No,
that.
you should, man, I see like ladies driving around with the caps on their head. Like, bitch,
That's
go home.
Pretty
go
wild.
home, man. That shit looks crazy.
You know
man.
what gets me, and if you're a female out there rocking this way, hey, more power to you. But I can't rock with you if you're doing this because it's fucked up. Why the females? First of all, the slippers with the fur on them, they gotta go. You look caveman. I don't know what that is. You look like you got a woolly mammoth. But the slippers in public, guy and girl. I mean, house shoes are called house shoes for a reason. House shoes, you wear them in the motherfucking house. When I see people out rocking and rolling in their slippers, I'm thinking, damn, now they're going to take them. Yeah, that's how my brain works.
Well, the
though.
thing- well,
I'm
that's-
not a clean freak, but I am to a point. I mean, I like my things how they are. My houses, all my vehicles, everything's
No, it looks
cleaned
pretty-
up.
yeah.
I keep the
Pretty
shit
cool
straight. You don't
too,
wear
yeah.
shoes in the house. I think when I see these, damn, they're wearing their slippers back to the crib. They're probably wearing them into the rack in the bed. What
Can you
is?
imagine what their fucking pussy smell like?
Oh my lord, good loaded.
Man, I'm saying, like, I don't like to think about that stuff.
That
but,
shit had a
like,
little Jovan Musk on it, to say the least. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. No, so, yeah, I think
Excuse me.
here's my thing. Like, all the hugs and love in the world is not going to make me an MIT person, right?
Sure, right.
But they could give an MIT person, they can abuse that MIT person, they can talk that MIT person
Yes.
into not following their dreams, they can give that MIT person a fucking, they can degrade them to the level that we're all equal.
Sure,
So this is
sure.
this is the hey, we're on our way to all being equal. Unfortunately, if you have standards, you notice it. The lady wearing them slippers out, she doesn't notice. She doesn't notice when I see the old white dudes that was complaining about shit.
Oh yeah.
It's because they had higher standards than me as a teenager.
Oh yeah.
And they weren't grumpy. They just gave a fuck.
There it is right there.
Yeah.
And I feel that way because here's the thing right there, exactly with what you're saying. I like cutting my own lawn. My other properties, I got landscapers cut some of my rental properties. That's
right.
cool. My house, I cut my own motherfucking lawn. I like cutting my own lawn. And so with that being a certain gratification, I got a big ass property. Maybe I like looking at the lines on the lawn. I don't know what it is. But when the kids come down the street and they got their bikes on the lawn or the dogs, here's my whole thing.
They shit them. They
And
shit
these
like
people
motherfuckers.
they pick up their shit, right? And if they didn't, I'd be whipping it at them. But here's the deal: when they got the leashes that go 30 feet, and their dog's walking, and he's pissing in me and Miss GWC's flowers, and it's I'm not with that. That's a respect thing. Keep your shit off the fucking lawn. Then I say to myself, am I turning into that old ornery man?
No, you
But
just
here's
give
the
a
thi-
fuck.
I
That's
think
all.
it's just I give a fuck, right?
Yeah.
But like,
right.
let's look at that old ordinary man.
Sure.
he didn't exist until these boomers came along, until
That's
the hippie
true.
movement.
That's true.
We used to give respect
Yeah.
to the old person. We used to listen to them. Old people were viewed with reverence.
Yeah.
It was these boomer ass hippies that came in and started using ad hominem attacks. Like
Sure.
they didn't address anything that this guy was saying. They just called him a name. So
Yeah.
like you're not turning into an old ordinary man. We're calling it what it is. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, I worked really hard to get my lawn.
Sure.
So if I want someone
Sure.
on it, I'll decide that shit.
Oh yeah, big facts. I got into an argument with this lady, and the same thing about the dog. I didn't let him shit on your lawn. He's just pissed. I said he's gonna leave the stains. He's gonna leave the bird marks in my lawn. And that was when I was feeling like an old man. I'm sitting in the backyard. I fire one up, and I said, man, I'm cussing out this lady and talking to this lady, but know what? It is about I care about my own shit. You know, that's what
The thing is this too. It's like, look, man, maybe you didn't handle it properly all
Sure.
the way where you're yelling, but it's like the sentiment was there.
Yeah, man.
You know, the shit that's killing me right now is, it's gonna sound crazy, but I mean the way a lot of I'm in the suburbs too,
Okay.
and the way a lot of the women are behaving, it's like they're scared and entitled at the same time. They'll take up the whole street but be afraid to look up.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it makes me want to snatch them up and kill them.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the inner killer in me smells that weakness. I'm like, weak bitch.
Here we go again.
There's a victim. Like
Sure.
I'm like, quit walking around like a fucking victim.
Yeah, man.
An entitled victim. Like
Sure.
they'll piss on my lawn and not look up. Like, bitch, I'm right here.
You don't see me just
Bitch, I'm
gawking
right
at
here.
you.
Yeah. Like, you don't see this?
Yeah, man.
I drive that. I'm not gonna kill any ladies.
Do it.
I'm gonna try this.
I don't know how many times I have to say constructive criticism,
She's like,
but
do it.
everybody, hey, you grow from it or you don't. You want to stay the same or you want to grow. Like
Sure.
where you want to go.
What is this you made?
Fire cider.
Tell me about it.
Habaneros, regular jalapenos are in there. Purple onion, lovage root,
Is there turmeric in here?
turmeric is in
Wow.
there.
What does it do for you?
It's an immune booster.
We're gonna have this together.
I'll rock it with you.
You could also turn it into like a salad vinaigrette.
Get a whiff of that.
Lord, yeah, bro.
Vinegar, yeah.
That smells good. Like,
Woo! That'll open you up. That does smell good.
Yeah, it's an immune booster. It's supposed
Hey,
to.
I had to go in for a second whiff because there's a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on.
There is a lot
There's
going on there.
oregano in there.
It's a lingerer. I don't know if it's in the caterpillar above my lip there, but I got a little. It's lingering.
bro, I hope you already married, so you don't gotta like make out with nobody. This is gonna have our breath humming. Man.
Oh, we're gonna be humming.
Humming. There's garlic in there too.
Bro,
So.
I can smell the garlic
Yeah, man.
in a good way. I love garlic.
Well,
You know, we
You
fly
gotta try
plane.
the
I
falafel.
don't know how many planes a day you smoke, or if you fly a lot, or if you don't fly at all.
I'm grounded.
Are you okay?
Yeah,
More
yeah.
power to you. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that at
It
all.
makes me paranoid.
Does it?
Yeah. I was a ketamine fella,
Okay. Yeah. All right.
but now
Into the mic.
I was a ketamine fella. Sorry.
All right. I got you.
But
All right.
thanks. She's got the headphones on. But
There we
now
go.
I kind of got bored.
Cheers.
Cheers. God
Cheers to
bless
you.
you.
God bless.
Here's to a healthy immune system, guys.
It's fucking good. It's not bad, dude. It's really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm trying. Right when I tasted it,
I'm getting apple cider vinegar.
I'm getting a lot. I was thinking, what could this be good with the food, man?
You
Right.
can. You could add olive oil and make it into like a
That could be
salad
it.
That's a
dressing.
marinade. That's a salad dressing. I would cook with that, and then I would make a sauce.
That's a brine in
It's
itself.
got a
Yeah.
back. It's got a back end.
It's really nice.
That's
Thanks,
exotic,
guys.
man. That's exotic.
She's got a she's.
I'm an herbalist.
Oh yeah.
I just do a whole
but,
bunch.
nah. What was that thing you made me? The soup. What's that soup that you made me?
Pozole verde.
What nationality are you?
I'm Mexican.
Okay.
She like some motherfuckers just got away. You know what I mean? Like
I didn't want to
some
assume. I
motherfuckers
just
got-
wanted to
No,
ask.
you're good.
Some people got away about it.
Sure.
And she just got that
Yeah.
touch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you gotta have that touch, man.
She got that.
Hey, one more for the road, a little halfy.
All right,
A little.
let's go.
I'm trying to get. Is that all right?
Yeah,
I mean, we already ruled
it's
our
a
draft.
gift.
I mean, we're already in. We're in.
It's over. It's over for me now.
I
I'm
fly
not-
about.
I'm not-
I spoke about I do some drinking, but I spoke about 30 planes a day, about an ounce a day. It's pretty.
What
It's
the fuck is wrong with you, man?
maybe an ounce
That's
and a
crazy,
half.
bro.
It's
I
pretty-
mean,
it's-
you know,
it's-
I don't blame him because I used to take back-to-back dabs prior to this, and I would be.
That's my
Outta
old
here.
lady's nickname is Dabitha. Wow.
That's the second.
It stops
Come
you.
back
It
for the
stops you. I was
second
ready.
one.
I was ready to get into a dab story, and it just straightened me out for a minute. Hey, get you. Hey, Rude, get you a little.
This shit
Get you a
tastes,
cock in the head a little bit.
bro. I think this was too much. This is like, oh yeah, yeah.
I like
Called the
it.
fire
I'll be
cider.
honest with you. My palms are hydrated. My palms are sweaty a little bit. I'm sweaty
Take up,
Betty.
man. Look at, I got goosebumps from
The
taking
R.L.
it.
Steiner brothers are standing up. The old Steiny brother
I
goosebumps
can't
are
wait to see
standing
what
up.
you do with it.
What's that?
I can't wait to see what you do with it.
This I might even I got here's a cheat code, bro. But shout out to my homie Gilbert. He got me a sous vide set.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
where you put it in the bag and then you cook it real slow. And then
Okay.
you finish it on the grill. So it gives it.
That is a cheat code. I'm not hip to all
Yo,
this.
bro, yeah, you-
I'm not a chef. I throw it around in the kitchen. I'm not saying
So I'm gonna sous vide some type of meat with this, and then so it'll cook it in the bag, and then I'll make a sauce with the fat and stretch it.
I like that. Excuse me. How much is too much of that?
You're
No.
you're
I'm good,
supposed
right?
to
I got. I'm just. I was just
You're all
wondering how.
warm right here.
I'm
It's
warm.
one
I'm
two
warm.
shots a day.
Is that?
Like
That's what I was
like
meaning
said.
at. What do people daily? What's a daily?
I feel like that gets your like. it
Oh,
feels
for
like-
sure.
I'm a little
like
amped. I'm a little amped up, feeling good. Hey,
need a little
hey,
trim.
Rude, a little off the top, would you?
I
A
need
little
a
off the
little
bottom,
trim.
would you?
Yeah, man, let's go.
He puts the cummerbund around that. That's the first time that's been rocked like that. I love that. That is official, like Sergeant Slaughter's whistle, man.
Is there anything I should have asked you?
You know what? I think we've been rocking. I've been enjoying it, man. It's I do I collect cars, collect wrestling, I collect good vibes out there. I give good vibes. I feel like
When is it? When are you opening?
so to the public.
Yes.
Rude to the public is going to be downtown Monroe, Michigan,
Okay.
on Front Street.
Okay.
Come out and holler at me. It's going to be by, yes, I feel the same. I'm fighting it. It's going to be by Halloween, and it's going to be open to the public. It's going to be a museum, a retail, a one-of-one wrestling experience. I'm excited to rock with everybody.
It's really cool that it's like so many times museums are put together by committee, and
Sure.
to see somebody that gives a fuck that's
Yeah, man.
curating it, I
Sure.
guarantee you it's going to be a very special place.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that big time. I take pride in being a curator and
man.
keeping the history and nostalgia alive, man. That's what we got to do out there.
God bless you, man.
God bless you. It's been good rocking with you. One love, man. Like I always say, keep it triple C. That's cool, calm, and collected. Stay in the right direction. One love.
It's a deal.
That's a deal.